God, I am well.
Dr. Franklin Matiama is Vice Chairman, Medical Laboratory Professional Workers Union. It's not very clear?
Yeah, you are clear now.
It's better? Okay.
Yeah, it's much better now.
Doc, how many days have your members been on strike?
Well, so this strike started on the 17th of June. So we are in our 5th day now. Started on Monday.
Okay. So 5 days of strike. And please just by way of education, why are you on strike?
If I got you clear, you said, why did we embark on this strike?
Yes.
Well, so it has been 2 years of frustration trying to get a codified conditions of service for the medical laboratory professional. I mean, we started the process about 2 years ago. And the process that shouldn't take more than 3 months has lingered on for the past 2 years. And it is very frustrating to put on record that people we started ahead of them have now gotten their codified conditions of service for reasons most known to the Fair Wages and Salary Commission. They have not expedited action on ours. They, year in and year out, we continue to, submit that our members are not happy, and we are working unhappy. And so that was what led to the expression of desperation and frustration that culminated in the strike that we are talking about.
So all you're asking for is a codified conditions of service.
So 2 things.
Okay.
The codified conditions of service and also financial clearance for our colleagues who had finished, some of them have finished as far back as 2018, and they do not have financial clearance to be engaged at the various facilities. Now, what is disheartening about this is that because we have need for them at work, the facility managers across the country have engaged some of them on a casual basis. And if you look at their remuneration, it is very disheartening. So these 2 things is what has led us to the point where we are today.
It's interesting to hear that because it's rare for people who are currently working, the employed, for a union like you to demonstrate on behalf of people who are seeking employment. Why have you decided to do that? Hello, Doc.
University Council.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, I was asking that typically it is the unemployed that fight for his cause. You have decided to fight for the cause of those who have graduated and have not been employed. Why?
Rightfully so, because you see, I manage a laboratory. And I can say without any doubt that those in this category who are non-mechanized sometimes even work harder. You see? And you see, we live in a country where we know that equal work for equal pay. And so I can say that to some extent what is going on is illegal. You go to work and then you see these people and you know what they take. And so we cannot sit aloof and be unconcerned as if you are a human being and you are a proper laboratory manager and you are leading people who are underpaid. You shouldn't be, happy about it, and you shouldn't just gloss over it. You have to act.
So what you're seeking is that these people who are already at post and doing the work, you want their employment to be formalized.
Yeah, so they are already doing the work, and we are respectfully submitting to government that they should get financial clearance.
And then on the matter of the conditions of service, it's been 5 days. Have you heard anything or have you had any conversation that perhaps might lead to an end to the strike?
As you well may be aware, yesterday we were invited to the National Labour Commission. And of course, what transpired there was very disappointing but not surprising, because we know that that would be their poster anyway. We were directed to take immediate steps to call off our strike. And so today, we engage the rank and file of our membership and submit the directive as directed by the National Labour Commission and explain to them what the issues are. And we would hope that with better explanation, it will be reflective of the directions as given by the National Labour Commission. That is my hope. But from what I see on the ground, it's going to be extremely difficult convincing members. But we as leaders will tell them the consequences. And I can only hope that if they decide to go against the direction of the National Labour Commission, the strike will prevail and we'll face the consequences together.
So whether or not you call off the strike depends on what your members decide.
Sure. So I cannot at this point preempt anything. Mm-hmm. We have to go into this meeting, but I am hopeful that it will be reflective, largely. If it is not, we stand by it as leaders and we move the direction that the collective wants us to go.
In order for you to succeed,
don't forget that it has been 2 years of a certain pent-up feeling, and that is what has boomeranged in our face today. And in a country where, when you are an essential caregiver and you have issues like this, within 72 hours, same should be resolved. How did you get here that 2 years down the line, duty bearers have failed to act? Yet, National Labour Commission, taking their decision, did not consider the duty bearer failing to, resolve our issues within 72 hours, but has given their directive. Well, we, even if we have to go back to work, I believe we will go back to work and work unhappily.
What would that mean? Because you're saying even if you have to go back, you go back and work unhappy.
Yeah, so I've said it. That is exactly what it is. If we have to go back, we go back and work unhappy.
That you not give your all?
Say again?
Are you saying you not give your best like you usually do?
No, listen, the human being is a psychological being, subject to the emotions of everybody. Medical laboratory professionals are not supermen. What affects us in our pocket and when we are not happy and disgruntled can affect our productivity. We are not reinventing the wheels. These are facts. And so duty bearers should know that if you put a group of unhappy people who take very important decisions in the hospital, a group of people that about 70 to 80% of clinical decision hinges on, and you treat us this manner, you will get the results that you want. It's not about us not giving our best. It is, an involuntary action. It is directed. It is spontaneous.
But in order to be able to convince your members, have the National Labour Commission at least giving you something tangible in terms of how the issues that affect your workers will be your members will be resolved that you can sell to them? Is there anything?
I didn't get your statement quite clearly. Can you say it again?
I'm wondering
your
if
volume is very low. I don't know why.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So I am asking, has there been any agreement in place that will assure you that if you call off the strike, you still get the issues resolved?
The National Labour Commission submitted specific directives. But, being part of that meeting, I was a bit frightened for Ghana. And you see, the details of which I am unable to share because it's not proper. right? After the meeting, there may be one or two that at least I'll be able to share. So maybe we can have that conversation after the meeting. But at this point, I'm unable to preempt whether the rank and file of our members will agree for leaders to announce the call-off as directed by the National Labour Commission.
But what the directives made you sad for Ghana?
Hello?
You're saying the directives that were given by the NLC made you sad for Ghana?
Well, I'm saying not the NLC directive. I'm saying that the happenings, the proceedings, that the details of the conversations that transpired within, not their narrative. Their narrative there. I think that under the circumstance, that is a kind of directive that they have to submit to. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the happenings, the details of what transpired is what frightened me for Ghana.
Clearly, Doc is not a happy leader at all. From listening to you, you're giving me the indication that you don't feel that you get the treatment the work you do deserves. Am I correct?
Say again, you said we have not been treated fairly.
Because listening to you, that's the impression I get, that you as a leader...
Clearly, a group of people that have a certain 72 tag on them, that when they have issues, same should be resolved within that time frame. And we are not talking about even weeks now, but we are talking about years. It cannot be fair. Now, it will interest you to note that we gave a certain 2-week notification to the Fair Wages and Salary Commission, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, all those that have a role to play in this matter, notification that this is what we will do if duty bearers do not act on our issue. Now, 2 weeks down the lane, none of them even dignified the notification with a response. None of these duty bearers.
Wow.
Now, you see what I'm talking about? Deliberately, somebody is treating us with contempt and disrespect. And we cannot do the country like that. You see?
Look, we'll be looking forward to the outcome of the meeting later today, and then we'll have further conversations with you. But thank you very much for speaking to us.
Sure, but I think that you have to work on the volume. It's extremely low.
I understand. Work on it. Maybe next time we'll call you on another phone line. Thank you. Thank you for speaking to us. Dr. Franklin Amate Ama is first Vice Chairman, Medical Laboratory Professional Workers Union.